The views expressed in this podcast, Champ and Tramp, belong to the host and guest, not the Champ and Tramp podcast itself. It's intended for entertainment information, so please use discretion. We're not responsible for any outcomes resulting from the content discussed.
Yo, man, it's about time. Where you been?
My bad, guys. I took Nitrolift and lost track of time. I was killing it in the gym.
Oh, I know that feeling. It must have been a great workout, pal.
Yeah, man. Crushed it. But here's the best part. Carnivore RTD, baby.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. There's nothing like that right there. 40 grams of protein, super convenient, and ready to drink, Frankie.
Exactly. 40 grams of beet protein isolate without any sugar, fat, or dairy. The only protein Roger could drink without stinking up the place.
You got a point there, Frankie. Carnivore RTDs are the cleanest RTDs on the market, made with real USDA-inspected beef. Carnivore always provides quality nutrition.
That's right. We all know beef builds muscle, so give your body what it deserves and beef up with Carnivore RTDs.
Let's go.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, FE. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
That would be pretty dope since we do have our CCWs, right?
Is it? Yeah, I'm redoing mine right
Reciprocity.
now. Reciprocity. You
There
got
you go,
it, buddy. Look at that. We're not good with big words around here, folks. I was saying reciprocity.
So that means literally if you have your concealed carry in New Jersey, you could take it to any state.
Right. Correct. But so
now, does that mean this?
He would be doing that federally, right? So it wouldn't even be a state-by-state decision.
No,
it would be a federal approval?
I guess. I don't know. That's what he's saying. He's talking a lot of big stuff. Hopefully he can do all this stuff he's talking about.
Yeah. No tax on overtime, right?
No tax on overtime. He's talking about getting rid of the dude, actually I seen a thing. You know the what is it called? The federal education. What is that called? The board of, not the board of ed, but like the federal education system, whatever they call it, right? That was started in 1979, I believe. Okay. And we went from number 1 in the world to number 24 since then. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he wants to bring it back to the states. Let the states do it. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know. I don't know if is that how it's supposed to go or whatever. But I mean, do we think since they implemented the federal education program, whatever it's called, that we literally started just going down the tubes? You know what I mean? Like, because it's true. Anytime you get the fucking government involved, they make shit worse a lot of times.
Yeah. Wasn't that sort of, didn't the Rockefellers have a hand in
not
curriculum?
1979.
In curriculum, though, essentially, right?
I don't know. I mean, maybe before 1979, perhaps, because I think what did you say, the Rothschilds?
Was it the Rothschilds
or the Rockefellers? Oh,
I thought it was Rockefellers.
Rockefellers, yeah, I think the Rockefellers. But that was like in the 20s, our Rockefellers, right? So I'm saying...
Yeah. But it was essentially, right, I always laugh having when Andrew's not here, guys, so you're going to have to bear with Frankie and I trying to figure shit out, and we can't reference the TV or the internet. But essentially, that was to make us worker bees, right? Basically, like program everybody to be like a 9-to-5 type of individual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it, though. To create a society that we have, you kind of need that. Right.
But they were discouraging the entrepreneurship idea, right? It was sort of what I've read.
They just want workers, man. You know, people that have to pay. That's what they all want, us paying bills and having to worry about tax. Now we're not worrying about anything. We're about just fucking surviving.
Yeah. I mean, that's how a beehive works, right? What is it? Fucking 75% of it is just worker bees, right?
Yeah.
Do what they're told, programmed to just go get honey, come back and feed the queen. And
Queen Mama. She's the queen.
So we're sort of doing that. You know, that's sort of how we're programmed as well.
In a way. But then, what else did I see he's trying to do? The fucking, you see the guy he's put in to get rid of people to deal with immigration and stuff.
Well, he was
Tom
already,
Homan.
He was already there.
Well, that's who he had it last time. Now he's been out since.
Right, exactly. Yeah. How do you feel about that? I mean, listen. Might have to tiptoe through this one a little bit. Neither one of us are great at tiptoeing, but I mean that's something. Every time I touch this, that's something that obviously is going to be a highly controversial thing because. Okay, so let's say you came over illegally, but you started a family here. So now you have, let's say a husband and wife crossed the border illegally 10 years ago. And now they have a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old. How does that work?
Yeah, I know. That's tough. I don't know. I would think you might be able to get grandfathered in at that point, right?
Well, here's just my general take on it, although I haven't heard anything on this. I don't believe that that's going to be their target group, right? Even though they broke the law, right? Technically speaking, broke the law. I think the target group is going to be people, gangs.
Well, first off, all right. Like I agree.
Drug traffickers.
But yes,
human smugglers.
Okay, so yeah, agreed.
Right.
How are they going to go after the person that you mentioned before that they came over, a husband and wife, or maybe they've met here. They were both illegals. They had kids. They got jobs. How are they going to get round them up? How? Like they're anonymous almost, right? So what you're going to round up?
Most of them have driver's licenses.
No, I know, but still, you don't know who's illegal and who's not illegal unless you really investigate them, right? But you know who do you know who's illegal? You know how you be able to find out if they're illegal or not when they commit a crime,
right?
And they're gonna run their shit and they're like, wow, you're illegal.
Right.
That's when they're gonna get rid of them. That's how I think they get rid of people. Like right now, they're fucking getting these illegals. They're committing crimes and they're letting them right out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, in sanctuary cities for sure, in blue cities, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, a lot of places
most
cities
are, but yeah. Yeah, okay, and I don't know. How does that work? Let's say somebody commits a heinous crime like, I don't know, murder, let's say, for example. Are they prosecuted and do time here, or do they just get deported?
I think they get deported right away. Why waste?
So that's better. That's better.
Correct.
That's almost an incentive to, not an incentive to commit murder, but if you're getting deported, does Mexico jail you for life over there?
Who gives a fuck? We don't want them here.
I know.
That's it. So
but it's like you can come to our country and do it and get. I'm asking how it works. Do you know that?
No, what?
If an illegal alien committed a heinous crime such as murder here, do they get deported? And do they face charges in their home country?
I think they face charges here and then get deported.
Oh, so they would do a full life sentence here?
No. I think they would get. I feel like, why waste any money on these motherfuckers? Just deport them. Get them out of here.
Well, if they kill an American citizen, don't you think they should
do time? I guess
here?
To get punished. Yeah, I know, but then you're just paying taxpayer money on this guy.
And again, maybe we're coming across as like super negative, and probably my guess would be the vast majority are hardworking people. Probably,
yeah, 100%. And like I say this, and I say this all the time. If I was on one side of a line. And then on the side of the line I'm on, there's no opportunity, there's no jobs, the fucking shitty, just atmosphere, shitty lifestyle. And I over that a line, I see opportunity, I see, better value, whatever, just a safer existence for my family or even for myself. 100%, I'm going to take chances to go to the opportunity side. So I can't blame anybody for doing that. It's the fact that our system is set up that they can do that so easily. And not get vetted, right? So who do we know is really coming in?
And it's not just the border anymore for one country because everybody's accessing that country. Hundreds of countries are accessing that country to gain access.
So yeah, it kind of sucks. It's like it's like the one person's ruining it for everybody. In other words, like that one criminal's ruining it for everybody. But that one, whatever, if he's from the Middle East or from China coming in through that southern border, we let the person trying to come in for opportunity, we're going to let these other people come in. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you were a political science major. If you were president, would that be your... I kind of like that. If you commit a crime, then you get fully vetted, and then we decide. Is that how you would determine who gets to stay and go? You have to wait till they actually commit a crime, or are we prosecuting people simply for? And obviously, if Charlie Kirk was sitting here, he'd say, "But they did commit a crime. They crossed the country, right?" So technically, they all committed a
honestly,
crime, right?
If they're on your radar and they shouldn't be here, I mean, hey, make them maybe okay, you got here, you did the hard part. Now you got to go through the legal process.
Oh, so give them a pathway to citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If they're here and they created a job or created a family, like, all right, this guy's trying to better himself.
Yeah.
Let's give him a chance. You want to really be a citizen? Then you might have to pay some shit. You might have to go fill out work. You might have to go take classes, all this stuff, whatever. How bad you want to be a citizen? Right. I know my grandmother came over and went through Ellis Island back in the 50s and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they had to go through the due process. They couldn't just come and how they please.
Yep. In the 50s?
In the 50s, yeah.
Yeah, I think, if there's got to be some, I don't know. It's such a tough one, man, because I don't know what his take is actually going to be. I mean, if he's going to literally just do a crack, which his guy is saying, what's his name, Tom what?
Human? It's like HOMON.
That's essentially what he's saying, and it sounds like a daunting task. But if you're not a drain on the system, right? You're not a drain on taxpayers funding the government. You're not a drain on us.
How do you know if they
are
or not?
Adding
to
value to that system. Then I think those should be the very last people that are targeted and probably given some sort of pathway.
Sure,
right?
But it's so hard to determine who's who.
I agree.
Right?
It's a very, very, very anything you say here is going to be attacked 700
Well, listen, that's another
ways.
thing I like to say, just to these people.
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Just because people, I don't know if they follow our podcast, but they see the clips, right? They see our clips, and we have these hot button clips that make us sound a certain way. Yeah. And like, first off, you're listening to a fucking truck driver and an ex-fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Trucker calls.
Like, we're not the most intellectual, smartest guys in the world, but you know what we are? You're a fucking union truck driver. I'm a business owner. We both have kids in schools. So the shit that we do say is kind of what common folk think. I would imagine. You know what I mean? So, like, if people are go, oh, fucking CTE. Like, whenever any fighter has an opinion they don't like about Trump or about anything, oh, CTE. Yeah, you're fucking tuning in to listen to us, you asshole. Okay? And, listen to all these fucking Andrew Schultz, Theo Vaughn, they're fucking more layman's like us, I would think. And that's why people relate to them so much. Now, listen, they might be a little more intellectual than us, too. You know what I mean? This is bottom of the barrel right here. But you're getting realness. We're fucking blue-collar people.
We are
this
you.
Is real.
We are 70 million strong, us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally hear what you're saying. But I do think that we're not a political commentary podcast by any stretch of the imagination.
But we do talk about it a lot. We do, because it's fucking real life. It's what's going on right now.
We try to tap in as much as we can to it and pay attention as best we can. And we certainly are not... like I said, you were a political science major. None of us are going to go into that field. I hear a lot of people suggesting you do it because you are, you have a big following. You know what I mean?
So I know. That's a lot, man.
It is a lot.
Did you know? I don't know if you like say you run for.
Could you be bought if you win it? Could you be bought? Do you have a price?
No. No, but like I don't know. I heard if you if you get office for Senate or for House of Reps, I don't know which one or maybe both of them. Supposedly you get like benefits for life, a pension for life, one term. You serve for one term, you get benefits for life. How crazy is that?
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what somebody told me. If that's true, I mean, dude, that's worth it alone.
This is where we could use Andrew.
But that's worth it alone.
Yeah, for sure.
My follower told me that. He was like, you should run. Because he told me this. You get benefits for life. I'm like, what?
I didn't know that.
That's not a bad gig.
I mean, certainly math doesn't add up, though. Salaries don't add up once you're in politics. Never does.
Oh, you say what? People, how much they make?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because they're getting backhanded stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what they get? What's the average senator's salary? 150,000, 170,000.
I don't think it's that much. I don't know.
I think it's somewhere in that range, and they're all within 5 years, multi-millionaires with several houses. And
maybe I should run.
It doesn't add up. Yeah, that's why I said, could you be bought? But
no. Well, are they bought, or do they just get insider information? I mean, that's kind of the same thing, I guess. I think
it's
similar.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think people that have been in the biz for a minute.
That's another thing. This is what he wants to make a change, right?
Term limits.
He got to do term limits.
Absolutely,
you gotta.
Could not agree more with term limits.
And like, dude, this is the time to make some changes in our world.
Do you do term limits on the Supreme Court?
Not right now, no. Not right now, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe like you know, who was Ginsburg was the last one that passed away, right? Did she step down before? I don't think she stepped. She like died before she stepped down, right?
I don't remember. She was the Roe versus Wade big proponent, right?
That I don't know, but
Ginsburg. Right?
yeah, I mean, you got to imagine like at one point, like at 80 something, 85. Are they 85 on the court still making decisions? Like, yeah, that's a problem, I think.
So, what's your proposal? What do you think?
What as far as
is it an age limit or is it like a 4-year, 8-year,
no,
10-year, or is it?
I think an age limit, or like maybe an age
cognitive
limit, cognitive test, maybe.
Test,
you know,
yeah. I think that's
which is tough because like you know, who's giving the test and all that stuff.
Yeah, almost anything can be skewed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I certainly, I'll tell you this. It'd probably be the last job I would want is to be in that position of power where you're in control of other people's lives. You know, what they say, like Liz Cheney is responsible for thousands of
deaths.
I think more than that, like tens of thousands of deaths and stuff. I mean, that's heavy.
You mean Dick Cheney, right?
Well, Dick and well, they say that they're both warmongers, right? That's a heavy burden to have on your, come Judgment Day. That's a lot of weight to carry if you're a God-fearing individual.
If what? If you're saying,
if you are responsible for sending, bombs to bomb, whether it be civilians or even.
Bro, I heard Rogan talking about this. Like, like we thought Bill Clinton was the peaceful president, right? There was no war. In 93, we had the Desert Storm that lasted 6 weeks or something. But like, supposedly he was bombing the shit out of Iraq his whole presidency. Yeah. His whole presidency, they say he killed something between 100 to 500,000 people. Like, so then we think that's peace. Like, we're hated around the world because of these people. Right. Right?
Right. Yeah.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like
Obama
this,
too,
like
right?
this, like they look at our administration or the people that are in charge, and we do some evil shit. Do these citizens in these other countries look at us like we're evil? They do. But like that, do we we hear North Korea or whatever, any of our enemies at the time, their citizens are probably more like us. Like, dude, what the fuck are we getting into? Like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Right.
Did
you see that story? It's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. I don't know what state it was in, but it was a guy that I guess just absolutely loathes Trump, that after Trump won the election, he's not even president yet. He just won the election. He killed himself, his 2 children, his wife, and his ex.
His ex?
And his ex. Yeah.
What? That guy's a sicko, bro. Come on.
You didn't see this story?
I did. You sent it to me. Yeah. I didn't really listen to it, but dude, that guy's a sicko.
Obviously.
It has nothing to do with politics. I don't think.
Don't. Would you say it has a tremendous to do with media?
No. That guy's a sicko, dude. That guy, he killed all these people and his ex. I mean, come on.
Right.
He was out to get somebody. That guy's a ticking time bomb. And if it wasn't a presidential election, it would have been someone gave him fucking 2% milk instead of whole milk. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. I just think the level of criticism on one politician had 2 assassination attempts on him.
But listen, that dude is a mentally ill person, heavily mentally ill.
No question.
So no sane person at all, I think, would take their life based on a presidential election. No sane person. If you took your life on it, you are definitely off.
Yeah, well, this is following 2 people that believed it was in the best interest of the world to assassinate him, too. You know what I mean?
Wait, you're saying what?
President Trump survives 2 assassination attempts. Okay. The guy on the golf course, which I think is still alive, right? Yes, he's still alive. Put out the manifesto after saying, someone to finish the job, $50,000, which I don't know who's putting that money out. But and then the young teenager or early 20-something-year-old that got shot on the roof, right? I mean, these people, in their minds, were convinced that Trump is essentially, evil.
Or they were patsies.
Crazies.
No, isn't like a patsy like a government plant?
Oh, yeah. Well, certainly the first guy, especially, right? Yeah.
I mean, probably the second guy, dude. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that there's a derangement syndrome that certainly inspires people to do. And where does that derangement come from?
Yeah, definitely. I get what you're saying.
Doesn't come
the media
from word
stokes
of mouth.
the fire. The media
probably doesn't come
the
from
fire.
their neighbors. Probably doesn't come from friends and family. Probably comes from what they're
social
watching,
media,
right?
Social media, dude. It's so polarizing now. Social media. It's the most polarizing place to get anything. You know, and it's even hard. Like
You say social media, just mainstream media.
mainstream
itself.
media,
It's just
social
that.
media. Oh, I guess whatever media. Period.
Yeah, media,
right.
media.
But social media even more because there's anonymous. Everybody's anonymous. Not everybody, but I mean, you know, the journalists that I listen to, that I look at, are not anonymous. But I'm saying most people that say wild ass shit are anonymous on there.
Yes, and some MMA fighter, I'm sure you probably are familiar with it, had some comment. Maybe it was might have been Cowboy Cerrone, that if there was consequences for what you say, people would not talk shit. There's no consequences now.
Oh.
You know? And I believe that all speech should be protected. I do believe that wholeheartedly, and I've been on the receiving end of some really, really nasty shit, and I think it's all protected and it's all okay. But you know, you wouldn't do that if there was if I knew your address and I could knock on your door. You wouldn't say that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It wouldn't happen.
No. Nope. I told you Eddie wanted to do. We talked about this.
Yes, it's a great idea for a TV show.
I forgot the name of it.
The name was so catchy too. It was similar concept to Bully Beatdown, but
Yeah.
it was essentially right. You go ahead. You tell. It was essentially
No, it was like he
get some hackers that were tech guys,
yeah,
right?
whatever. That like whoever's talking shit, like someone's like Frankie, you're a fucking pussy.
Track down
I'll
your
knock
IP
you-
address.
You're such a bitch, and then you show up at his house.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, something to troll,
yeah. Yes, it was
something to troll, like patrol the troll, something like
Troll
that.
Patrol.
Troll patrol,
Troll Patrol.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it. That's great.
Someone's gonna do that.
That's a great idea. I don't know, man. I've definitely got better with it. I mean, we're all humans, right? We all aspire to be liked in some way. But if you're going to put yourself out there and have an opinion, and you're going to be on social media in any capacity, I mean, you literally could be taking pictures of rocks and posting them, and there's going to be someone out there that says you're a fucking racist for taking pictures of rocks.
Yeah, you
know what
can't
I mean?
please everybody.
So, I mean, you got to just, be you. Be who you are. And I don't think we're anywhere. I would not say we are far right leaners, would you? I think we're pretty moderate.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what anything is nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is what? I think I'm a common sense kid. That's what I am. Like I keep saying.
I like that.
You know? I mean, every issue, I treat every issue as its own issue, right? That's how everybody should.
Yeah.
Everybody just gets whatever their team follows, they follow.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? And people I know, people you know, are like that.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. And I support their right to be like that because we do live in America. But, you do, I think, tend to look at people a little differently.
Well, no, that, and I don't like, I hate blanket statements, right? Because blanket statements are not real, because life ain't like that. And, when people fall into that, it's their fault.
Yeah, and I can't stand when people say something's a fact or it's science when it's not,
Yeah, well, yeah. Things change, absolutely.
The other one is my truth. There's no such thing as my truth.
There's the truth.
There's the truth. That's it.
Yeah, I know my truth. What is that from? Is that a movie? I know my truth.
Everybody says it.
What's
It's
my
my truth. There's no such thing. There's only the truth. That's it.
Well, there's your story.
That's a story.
Her story.
That's a story.
And the police story.
Exactly. All right, man. You wanna get off politics? You want to talk about this weekend? We got a bunch of stuff coming up. We got Tyson fights finally going to happen. Tyson Paul
Friday.
right? And then Saturday the UFC fights. John Jones, right?
I think I'm going to be in the building for the UFC one.
Woo! New York.
Yeah, I'm actually going tomorrow to go ring the stock exchange bell.
Are you? With who?
I think Jim Miller's going to be there.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Santino too.
Wait, just you and Jim Miller?
That's who they told me. I don't know if any other fighters will be there. Yeah,
That'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Out of the blue, that just came out of the blue?
Well, they're in the city for the fight, so they asked me to do it.
Oh, the UFC.
Yeah.
Oh,
UFC
okay, gotcha. That's awesome, bro.
I think I've done it before, back in 2009. But now UFC is a publicly traded company because of TKO. You know that, right?
Yep.
Endeavor owns TKO. TKO owns UFC and WWE.
WWE. Yep. I did know that. Yep.
But yeah, those. Did you see Bitcoin was up to
everything, bro.
It was up to it said down back at 80, but it was up to fucking 90 at one point.
I know. What Dogecoin was up too, right?
All right, what's Dogecoin?
Wasn't that
Douchecoin? What is that? What is that? What do you do with that?
I don't invest in it.
You
I'm
mean
probably
Doge?
Doge.
D-O-G. Yeah, I don't know what that's.
Dogecoin? That's how you pronounce it? Doge?
D-O-G-E and Doge.
Dogecoin? That was way up, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure everything goes up a little bit as Bitcoin goes up.
And he's not even there yet.
Who's not even there yet?
Trump.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just don't know. It will self-correct, though, right? It always goes up and down, up and down.
Of course. But cost of groceries is what everybody's concerned with. Most people can't afford to invest in any sort of cryptocurrency, but people have to
What do you
buy.
mean? What do you mean? It went from 60 to 80, so people are investing.
Right. But I'm saying most people can't. I don't think the average person, the average blue-collar person right now can.
You're wrong.
You think so?
Yeah. You don't have to buy a Bitcoin, but you could put $1,000 into a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know if right now would be the smartest move when it's at its height.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it goes what people say,
Right.
it's eventually gonna be $1 million.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you put 1,000 in when it's at 80,000.
Right.
When it goes up to $1 million, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really good at math, like I said before, but you're gonna make a substantial amount of money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Tenfold, probably, right? If it's 80, if it's like 100,000, if it's $1 million, tenfold. So your 1,000 would be 10,000 at that point. You know what I mean? You're gonna make money.
Mm-hmm. What was the artwork stuff that was big? I think someone was supposed to do
NFT.
the NFTs.
Yeah, I don't know.
That didn't really take off, right?
No.
Weren't you supposed to have some NFTs done of your?
I think I have some
image
NFTs.
and likeness, right?
I've had some. I believe I don't know. That was just didn't make any sense to me,
like
dude.
It didn't take off.
No, but it's still around. I believe it is still around, and it just didn't make sense to me, bro. People are like, I bought an apartment, an NFT apartment. Like what?
What do you mean?
Like, remember in the NFT world, I bought an apartment next to Snoop Dogg in the NFT world. Like, what?
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't. Explain that to me. What's that mean? Like this?
Like in the digital world, like NFT
Okay.
is like a digital space, right? And like people are like, oh, I can't really make sense of it. But I remember when this was like big, and the NFT market was big. There was like the world, like that virtual world, I guess, and they bought like an apartment next to Snoop Dogg or some shit.
See, I'm not familiar with it all. I thought it was just artwork, which never made sense to me because you could literally just alter it the slightest bit, and it's no longer a one-off. Now it's a different.
Well, they did a lot of things like it could be art. It's artwork on a computer thing, but you also get like a piece of art too.
Right.
Sometimes.
Correct. Right. But everyone's a one-off, and you just alter it in the slightest bit. And now it's a new painting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could be so. Whatever. It's a world I don't understand very well. It's probably why I'm poor.
Bro, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, though, man.
Yeah, give me your picks. Give me your thoughts.
Listen. Intrigued for sure. Mike does look fucking vicious. He looks good, bro.
Yeah.
For as old as he is.
60.
He's probably on all the good shit. 100% on all the good shit. He looks like he got that fire back in him. Did you see? I didn't watch the countdown, but I seen a clip where he's going to be on Netflix, which is awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I believe there is a countdown right now on Netflix. We should probably check out. I haven't seen it, but I did see a clip from it. And Tyson's like, he's a manufactured killer. He was made. He was made to be a killer. He goes, I'm a natural born killer. Like, bro, he's the shit he says. He's still the fucking best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
I'll eat your fucking children.
Yeah.
You know what I
he
mean?
said that, dude. And that was totally just off the cuff. He said that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I'm a natural born killer. Like, dude, fuck, man.
He's the only guy that can make that lisp sound scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I do. I mean, dude, he's 30 years older than him, right? He's 29, 30 years old. He's 59 or whatever. It's like it's a 30-year disparity, right? Jake Paul's a big fucking dude. He's big. I mean, Tyson's was a heavyweight, fought the biggest guys always. But dude, youth matters, man.
Yeah.
I just,
right,
we're all hoping for Mike Tyson to go out there and clean this dude.
You know me, I always do that. Well, if it goes past the first round, just call it straight up.
No, well, I'm saying it's 2-minute rounds.
Yep.
I believe
and it's sanctioned.
I believe 10.
Not
It's a real
sanctioned.
yes, it's going on your record.
On your pro record.
It's a 10 2-minute 10. Is it 10 2-minute rounds or 8 2-minute rounds?
I don't
know, but I think the first 4, maybe 5, he's got a shot to put his hands on him and catch him, without a doubt.
You're doing what I do.
What?
You're like giving the breakdown, but you're gonna pick in the end.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Pick in the end. Okay.
I think he could put him down. He's still got power. He's still got speed. He hasn't fought even the last time we seen him fight. It was Roy Jones. That was like 5 years ago too. Like so,
he definitely came in looking way better than Roy Jones.
Yeah. But man, I just like Jake Paul. Is this real too? Is this real? You think they're gonna go in there and do like a fucking choreography thing? I think it's real. I think no way Tyson's going in there and not fighting.
You think the Woodley punch was real?
No.
I think that was
it was real.
You think that was real?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, bro. Yes. And there's just all those fights. Jake Paul put it on those dudes.
Okay.
They're little people compared to Jake Paul. Jake Paul's fucking big, dude.
It just seemed that the only one that's even questionable at all to me, I think, would be the Tyrone Woodley one, because it just seemed like he just stuck his jaw out there. But
bro, yeah, no way I'm gonna listen. If I'm gonna fake a fucking knockout, I'm not gonna take your hardest shot.
Right.
I'm like, okay, no way. I'll be like, dude, the guy hit me with a good one. I went down. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you crack me.
Didn't that just happen with Neil Magny? Wasn't there a Neil Magny fight where it looked like he just got hit by air and he went down?
No, this last one?
Wasn't that just
I don't know. He lost by I didn't see it. He did lose by KO. I don't know if that was that.
Yeah, but it looked like he got hit by air, I think.
Really?
Yeah, that's where we need Andrew to pull that up.
But I think the gods of boxing are going to do us right.
Think so? So you're picking Tyson?
I'm picking Tyson just to be, play devil's advocate here a little bit. I'm hoping.
I shouldn't pick because I always pick wrong. But so you probably picked right.
Yeah.
I think that Tyson. I think it's going to go past. Like I would agree with you. Third, fourth round, Tyson's in it, and he's swinging.
Listen, I think Tyson could stay. I think Tyson could last. It's 2-minute rounds. I think Tyson could last the whole fight. Yeah. I do.
You do.
But I could see him getting tired,
right,
and losing rounds at the end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I could see that.
I think it goes to the end.
But I could see fucking. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Definitely first round for sure. That's happening.
Like that's just.
But they're preparing for that to happen.
Listen, this is only benefits. This fight is only beneficial for Mike Tyson. That's it. Because he goes in there, he loses, he made a bunch of money. He goes in there, he wins. Holy shit, you beat this young kid.
Right.
And no one will be that surprised either. Because Mike Tyson, bro. It's fucking Mike Tyson.
Right.
But Jake Paul, you go in there, you knock out you beat Tyson. It's like, okay, you beat a fucking guy that's 30 years. You beat our legend. You beat our hero. Like, that's almost like a bad thing, right? Then you go and lose. Like, you just lost to a guy at 30 years old. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, he's got everything on the line.
That's true.
Everything on the line. He's risking everything.
That's true.
Tyson's risking nothing.
Yeah. Well, you don't think a little bit of legacy?
Nah.
You lose to
Tyson's,
a YouTuber.
Tyson. Yeah, but he's not a YouTuber, bro. He's
anymore.
Fucking,
I agree with you, but he started out as a YouTuber.
Yeah, I know, but he's not, and he's big, and he's young, and all this, and Tyson is who he is. It don't fucking matter. Nothing's changing that guy's legacy.
In my opinion, yes, but I don't know. For other people, I don't know about if everybody views it that way, but yes, I agree with you. Yeah, he's so legendary. I don't think he should be getting knocked out every Saturday night because it's going to tarnish his thing. But if this is actually his last fight ever, then especially if it's competitive, then I don't think there's any shame in losing.
So what? I vote for him. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I know. I know. That was great. Breakfast Club. That was.
I'm voting for him. What are you going to do about it?
Exactly. You ever see that one where it's like a morning show? And he's sitting down. I think his manager's sitting next to him.
No,
and the guy brings up
about
fucking
the
rape
charge. He's like,
he's like, I thought you were a nice guy. I thought you were a nice guy. And bro, I was like, holy shit, that guy's got to be shitting his pants.
Hell yeah.
But Mike's shown a ton of restraint. He's not the old Mike.
Yes.
That plane incident.
He cracked the fuck out of that dude.
Yeah, he could have. Listen. And didn't some guy put him in a chokehold in a baseball game or something like that, a basketball game?
Put him in a chokehold?
Yeah, joking around like.
And he fucking started ripping elbows at him.
Yeah, exactly. Like the old Mike would have just that place would have been in a melee. You know what I mean? So, and he was in the movie fucking Wedding Crashers, right? Not Wedding Crashers. Sorry, Hangover. He was in the Hangover. He was comical as hell, funny as fucking hell. He's definitely
he had his show too that he did on the road. It was like a stand up. It wasn't stand. It was like talking the story, but it was phenomenal.
He still got podcasts?
No, I don't think so.
You did it, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you were on it.
Nope.
Oh. Well, not wrong.
I went to the ranch though, the Mike Tyson ranch he used to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm picking. I want to pick Tyson, but I don't know. I think it goes the distance, and Jake Paul gets it done. I don't think anybody knocks anybody out.
I kind of do, but I'm still picking Mike. UFC, what is it called? What is it, 309? Is that what it is?
I believe so.
309.
Stipe, Jones, obviously. Jones, 2-year layoff.
Obviously. Yeah, I mean, you never know, bro. But I agree. I'm going to pick Jones. I mean, I don't think there's anybody I would pick over Jones if he's fighting. Aspinall is the closest thing to it. Like, I think Pereira, he's just too much on the ground for Pereira. I think Aspinall is the guy to give Jones his biggest test ever, for sure. But I don't know if it'll ever happen. But him versus Stipe. I mean, I love Stipe too. I mean, he's a legend of a fighter. He's the best heavyweight, right? I guess it's tough to really say, but I guess based on his title defenses and all that, he's considered the best heavyweight in UFC history. Jones goes in there, does what he does. You think he lays his gloves down?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, as a fighter, you know more than anybody. When you have that, and I really believe it's like born into you, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't have it, but you do. So you could speak better to this. But when you have that competitive drive and you'd never want to stop. And especially if you win, you think that's the time to like lay down your gloves and be like,
I mean, that would be the time.
It should be.
You know what I'm saying?
Should be.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I don't know. I could see this happen. I could see him winning, him laying the gloves down, and then a fight bringing him back. Something bringing him back.
Big money. Bring him back. That's about
it.
Yeah.
I mean, he mentioned now. Actually, I seen him mention this week. He'll probably, if he does come back, he's like he doesn't need belts anymore. He's past belts. He wants to fight maybe Alex Pereira.
I saw that.
And that's. I mean, dude, that's an intriguing fight too.
Super intriguing. But he was sort of in his talking about Alex and that being the guy, he wasn't giving Tom Aspinall much respect at all.
I know, because I just feel like he knows. I mean, not that I think Jones ain't scared of anybody. Let's be real. Yeah. Okay, Jones is not scared of anybody, but he was always a smart guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And dude, Aspinall is his toughest test. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. He's got great feet. He's got fast hands. He's well rounded. Can crack. Dudes haven't even been out of the freaking first rounds, I don't think. 7 guys or something like that? You know what I mean? Like so we don't really know what happens when he goes long. I mean, that would probably, I would think that would favor Jones just because Jones is so battle-tested.
Jones is essentially saying he's not accomplished enough. He only wants to fight legends at this point in the game, right? Essentially.
I know, but like, dude, he's a future legend, I think. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I mean, Jones got the opportunity. Who did he fight that were legends?
Shogun. He got the belt from
Shogun.
You know? Yep. He fought Vitor, right?
Mm-hmm. Choked out Machida.
Machida.
Right? Machida was a legend. Yeah. He fought some guys that, were legends when he wasn't. So do you pay that forward now,
Do you?
There has to be
for the fan wants to happen, definitely. Yeah. But for him, I think listen, he only earned to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Absolutely.
He earned it. Of course, me as a fan, I love to see him versus Aspinall. Mm-hmm. But he earned to do whatever he wanted, whatever he wants. And honestly, Aspinall is like really taking the high road, I feel like, because he's not like poking the bear too much. But I think that's kind of what he needs to do. He needs to almost be like Clubber Lang. You know what I mean? Ooh, yeah, your lady. Ooh, I'll warm that bed next to your lady. You know what I mean? He needs something like that to get Jones
fired
in the
up.
cage with him.
Yeah.
And I just think Aspinall's too good of a guy to do that.
I mean, he's poked him a little bit. I've seen a little bit of stuff, but nothing crazy.
Never,
nothing over the top.
Because he's a good guy, dude.
Yeah, no complete level of disrespect. Did you see when they met him and he put his arm on his shoulder?
Yeah, he took it off.
Jones fucking, I was like, Jesus, that's, yeah.
But did you see what, I guess, the countdown or whatever, asked Stipe's like, okay, let's go. I'm ready, bitch. Let's go, bitch.
I know.
And Jones like,
you
bro,
took it to a level it didn't have to go to.
Him. Now you're going to wish you didn't say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe any of that.
Listen, I love Stipe, but that was sort of out of character for him.
Yeah.
I don't love.
I don't know though. Listen, bro, I don't know. He wasn't I don't think Stipe meant it like he's Jones is a bitch. Like, let's go, bitch. Come on, let's do it, bitch. Like it's kind of like a a plan, just how you say shit.
The media does what they do and takes a little excerpt of his.
Yeah.
Possibly, but he's such a nice guy. Obviously, such a well-respected guy, and the man. But just is he past his? Well, I mean, I guess the question remains: is Jones had a 2-year layoff? Is he past his prime as well?
It's been 2 years since he fought Cyril Gahn.
I believe it was 2 years
Wow.
ago. Yeah, but I mean, a year of it was for what was it, a rotator cuff or something surgery or something like that?
Pec. Did he tear his
was
pec?
it a pec tear? Could have been.
Pec,
Yeah.
something like that.
But that was a year recovery for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
then
what
even
happens
before,
with
even before
Aspinall?
Cyril Gahn, he was out for a couple years gaining weight.
Yep. Yeah, to go to heavyweight. Yep. So what happens with the winner of this fight then?
I don't know. If Jones lays him down, that's it. Then it's a vacant
Right,
belt.
but does the UFC force him to fight Tom Aspinall? If
No, he can't. How can he?
well,
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, if he stays, you're saying?
he stays, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you could force.
And
anybody
who else
to
is
do
there? Who else is there?
I don't know. Honestly,
Tom Aspinall's beat everybody that's left.
Yeah, he would be.
So he'd be the only guy.
It's crazy. It's crazy because if he doesn't fight Aspinall next, I think they have to take the belt from him. Because Aspinall is the interim champion.
Right.
So you have to unify the belts. So if Jones sticks around, or he could do this. Jones could do this. He could stick around and say, I don't want the belt anymore. Let me fight Alex Pereira. I don't think he'll go down to 205. It'll just be a non-title fight. But it'll still be a fucking super fight, no matter what.
Like catch weight?
No, not a catchweight. It'll just be a heavyweight fight.
Oh. Yeah, because Alex has come up to heavyweight how many times?
He has not once.
Never? I thought he did once.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Gotcha. I mean, he would have no problem making it. He's huge.
Oh, bro, here he's 240.
Yeah, he would have no problem making the weight.
Oh, here he's 240. Which is crazy that he actually made 85.
That's insane. That's insane.
That dude wants to fight so much. He I don't know. Suppose he was going to try to fight Ankalov, I guess. What card? I forget. Someone fell out. Oh, I guess. Bilal got hurt, so they needed someone to save. They could get a main event for that card, and they asked. I think they asked Alex Pereira versus Ankalov, but I don't think he took it.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting weekend. What are you watching? All of it? Friday, Saturday?
Friday, I'll definitely be here watching.
I'll be here Friday. Then I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here, and yeah. And then Saturday, if I'm not at the venue, I'll
rent a center party.
Yeah.
Can we tell that story?
Oh God.
You want to tell that story? That's a funny story. So I'll tell the story. Can I tell the story?
Go ahead.
All right. So Frankie, couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, had his grand opening. Obviously, has put a tremendous amount of work into his gym and the opening, and had it open for a little bit, but wanted to, work out all the kinks, bugs. Throws his grand opening. What was the date?
Of the grand opening?
Yeah. September
23rd.
23rd, right? Promotes it. To a ton of people. There was 6. I counted 6 UFC fighters there, right? Obviously, seminars going on all day. Packed house. Hundreds of people there. Literally. Food catered by Eat Clean Bro. And it's a massive, massive, massive parking lot because it's a strip mall, so there's a lot of different businesses in there, and I won't say
It's
the
one of
name.
the bigger.
It's in Tom's River, but the parking lot is absolutely massive. Like there's no problem with parking at all. So anyway, obviously he has businesses next to him and a gym next to him, which he's a member of. So it was obviously a friendly environment there. But anyway, he hires a media company to come in to put what are we calling it? A flat screen, a big, huge, giant jumbotron, I guess, in outside of his gym. They're playing music. It's daytime. It's not like he's cranking music at 10 o'clock at night. It's the middle of the day, noontime. And kids, it's kid-friendly affair. He's got a punching bag game out there, a dunk tank, tons of kids. Kids are doing kids classes. Very, very friendly atmosphere, very inviting, very warm. Anyway, so the fights come on, right? It's a little later in the afternoon. And the fights come on. And, a crowd starts to kind of build outside. And now people are sitting at chairs because, people were outside anyway eating and stuff. But now people are like grabbing chairs and starting to pay attention to the fights, right? So, but we're not blocking anything. There's still access to wherever you want to go. And sometimes I will say people looked a little confused, and we were waving them through, like, no, you can come through.
No, but then someone did block.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because a couple older people that I guess weren't paying attention, there was kids crossing, started flying through, like just hitting the gas, and it got a little sketchy, a little dangerous. So one of the parents, one of the people who were there, pulled his truck up, and we put cones up on one end and a truck on the other. Well,
and it didn't impede any traffic. Like, you just have to go around. Go around, you still get out. It's not like you were stuck or nothing like that.
It was, it wasn't done to be douchebaggery. It was done in the name of safety. Mostly for little kids they don't really look. We're adults. Kids were just, beelining it across. So anyway, long story short, as a friendly neighbor to a neighboring business, I won't say the name of it. I said it earlier, but we can bleep that out. Frankie walked over and just said, "Hey, listen, I'm your neighbor. I want to get along."
No. She came out.
She came out. I didn't know she came out.
Yeah, and I could tell she was like, I'm like, I don't need to talk to nobody right now, right? And then she was pissed. So then I walked.
I did not know somebody came out.
I walked in the store. I walked in the store. I said, "Hey, you wanted to speak with me?" And she's like, "Do you think you own this plaza?" And I'm like, lady, what? I'm like, you're being very rude. I'm like, there's a different way to go about this. I'm like, you want me to move the truck? I can move it. I go, I got permission from the landlord, so I'm not doing anything wrong. So yeah, I can. I don't own it. I got permission from the landlord. And she kept running her mouth. So then I left. I got my wife to go in there, talk to her. Now I go back in, and she's much more calm, I guess, talking to Renee. So all right, she's calm. Her guard's down a little bit. So I go in, and I'm like, listen, we'll move it. I'm like, listen, we're neighbors. I'm like, we don't need to have this turmoil or whatever. And she's like, let me ask you something, like real matter-of-factly. Let me ask you something. In what world do you think you could block a parking lot and watch fights? And this person wasn't the nicest to look at. You know what I mean? I don't want to be rude. I wanted to say something rude, but I didn't. Obviously, that's a little low. But like, it was very annoying. She's like, let's not go there. All right. So I'm like, she's like, what world?
There was a lot of material there you could have.
Yeah, I could have, and I didn't. Okay. I was like, kept it kind of cool, and that's the way you got to do it. But I'm like, she's like, what world do you think? And I don't know why I looked down at my watch. I went, I guess this world, because we're doing it, lady. And I walked out. I'm like, dude, get out of here. Like, what? We brought 250 people into the parking lot to see your store, right? Like, come on. And honestly, I've never seen. And then you know what's funny? And of course now I'm like pissed about it because I think about it. Every day, at least once a day, that company has a truck pulled outside my store, parked out outside. Like, you're always doing this, and you're complaining about me because I did it to protect some kids. Right. People like that, they just wanna. They're just unhappy with themselves.
They want to be in a place of authority.
They're just unhappy with themselves. Something.
She's definitely not the owner of that company.
She's probably not even a manager.
She's in a possibly managerial position.
No, I don't even think so.
Possibly. But just wants to flex her muscle and be somebody.
But and I was literally like backpedaling, trying to be like, I'm like, hey, we're gonna handle this a little different.
See, I missed her coming out. I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought you, just as a nice gesture, because the truck was sort of parked in front of her, that business, went over there to just say, listen, because I know you went in friendly.
She came out hard.
I didn't know that.
She came out hot right away. That's why I went in there. I knew she was hot. I'm like, hey, you wanted to speak to me? And you think you own this place? And I'm like, right down. I want to be like,
Yeah, I know.
Where's the man in this store?
I know how you get, buddy. I know how you get. But anyway, listen, you got to be neighbors there for a long time, and
no, it's stupid. It was really silly. Yeah, they have 3 people in their store that day. You know what I mean? Come on, what are we doing?
And 2 of them went in because they thought they were going in your business.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong store. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, it's all good. You guys, you'll be probably having Christmas over there at her house this year.
Yeah. No, I doubt it. All
right, pal, we can wrap on that.
Yeah. Good day. Long day. And I got to get up early tomorrow.
Oh, drive Frankie to school? You still doing the 4 days? Teaching 4 classes?
No, today I just taught 2.
Okay.
Well, man, actually today my neck's been killing me, so I took off. I usually try to roll in the morning, and I did my kickboxing classes.
Yeah, well, I know why your neck is killing you, because mine is too. That the escapes, the front
know,
headlock
yeah,
escapes,
yeah.
bro. Those are rough.
And I was doing it all week.
Those are rough, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My neck's an inch longer than it was before we started.
Too bad you can't do that with your, you know.
All right, pal.
All right, take it ish.
Don't forget to subscribe. That helps us, fellas and ladies.
What's up, guys? Make sure you follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. You can find the links in the description below. And if you've enjoyed this episode, hit that like button and share it with a friend. Your support keeps us growing.